In the previous issue, number 23 of the Darth Vader comic, we saw the ancient Sith Lord Momin resurrect himself using the power of the Darkseid Locus on Mustafar, combined with the designs of Vader's fortress. While Vader would ultimately have to deal first with the attacking Mustafarians who threatened to tear down his castle, there was no question that these two Sith would eventually confront each other in a showdown that we've waited weeks for. And fortunately, issue number 24 gave us exactly that. In this video expose, I will describe the duel between Lord Momin and Darth Vader that took place within the fortress on Mustafar, and also explain why Momin was disgusted with the current Sith Lords, finding them to be nothing more than Jedi-focused weaklings. Having used the power of the Darkseid Locus to cause the lava on Mustafar to obliterate the Mustafarians who attacked him in his fortress, Vader and the Empire barely emerged victorious in the Battle of Fortress Vader. Exhausted and badly damaged from having been engulfed and submerged within the lava at one point himself, Vader was then confronted by Lord Momin in the castle's focusing chamber, who previously used the Locust to resurrect himself. After thanking Vader for saving the fortress he designed, and recognizing that Vader's suit and cybernetics were damaged in the battle, Momin ignited his two lightsabers, challenging the Sith Lord and causing Vader to do the same. But as Momin was about to strike first in the duel, he couldn't help but give Vader perhaps his most important lesson yet. Momin reminded Vader that as he was explaining his story, the ancient Sith also saw into Vader, understanding his past and story as well, recognizing that Vader was once considered the Chosen One. And making it worse, Momin could see that it was a title that Vader still believed. Angered by this, Momin berated Vader, asking him if he was indeed the Chosen One and the Darkseid thus obeyed and served him, how could it be that Vader's power couldn't help in preventing his injuries on Mustafar? Or more importantly, help save Padme from death? It seemed that with every verbal insult, Momin was also able to land a glancing strike with one of his lightsabers. However, with Momin's mention of Padme, the duel intensified, with Vader becoming more and more enraged. But Momin had yet more to teach the Sith Lord. Importantly, he explained the dark side doesn't serve them, but every Sith should serve the dark side. Only through the acts and works of a Sith would the dark side grant its power, even granting a dark side practitioner eternal life. As explained by Momin, with Vader barely able to stand at that point, empires had come to power and fallen in the millennia since his birth, and yet he remained, giving proof that his knowledge of the Force was true. As his lightsabers clashed against Vader's, Momin finished by explaining that if a Sith Lord fought against the will of the dark side and tried to control it, they would always end up like Vader, a charred husk of their former selves, desperate to unlock small secrets from the dark side. With that final lesson, Momin cut off Vader's arm, disarming him and leaving Vader seemingly helpless on the floor of his fortress. But before Momin could deliver his killing blow, Vader asked if what he promised was true. Could the door opened by the Darkseid Locus really reunite him with Padme? Reminding Vader that all things were possible through the Force for those who served the dark side, Momin revealed that he was indeed telling the truth, and Padme was waiting on the other side of the door. However, Momin told Vader that he would never pass through it, as it would never be allowed by the dark side. Explaining further, Momin couldn't help but reveal his disappointment in Vader's understanding of the Force. For Momin, Vader had been taught poorly about the true nature of the dark side and the necessity of serving it. After seeing this for himself, Momin could only conclude that Sidious had either been hoarding knowledge for himself or was also ignorant of the dark side's true nature. But either way, Momin was saddened to see the Sith evolve into weaklings obsessed only with the Jedi, rather than serving the dark side. And more importantly, Momin recognized that this disgusted the dark side. As Momin was about to conclude with how pathetic he found the legacy of the Sith, Vader used the Force to throw a large slab of rock from within the focusing chamber at Momin and pin him up against the wall. Momin was astounded at Vader's action, noting that the dark side loved him, and thus it would be the dark side's will for him to live. Interestingly, Vader didn't necessarily disagree, but simply stated that if that was true, then Momin would, in some way, continue to live on. And with that, Vader again used the Force to crush Lord Momin, eventually killing the resurrected ancient Sith. Having survived his duel with Momin, Vader then concluded that he would take command of his own destiny, rejecting Momin's advice to serve the dark side. Being no servant, Vader again opened the door of the dark side locus, on the precipice of stepping through and attempting to once again reconnect with Padme. So there we have it, the confrontation between Lord Momin and Darth Vader. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter at SW Reading Club for updates regarding the channel, or support the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... for Jedi and Sith obsessed weaklings.